Frank must have been his usual charming self. He basically called me a liar when I said I didn't give Abigail our contract estimate. He thinks we underbid the lodge. Mia closed the notebook and put it on the ground under her chair. Our bid was higher than any other bid according to the coven. We just had a few boutique offerings that no mortal company could offer, like a room for spell detection during the competition. Last year, the coven had to park an RV in the lodge's parking lot, and still there was an incident with a judge and a contestant's mother. Abigail poured the tea, sitting down at the table afterward. Don't feel bad about losing the contract. They came to me because we understand the problems having an active coven in town has on a beauty competition. All great information, but nothing I can tell Frank to ease his mind about my loyalty. Mia sent a blessing to the goddess for the food she'd been provided, then opened her eyes to see Abigail and Christina watching her. I'm fine. I just don't think I'll be able to keep the lodge job much longer after Mia's Morsels become solvent. I understand why it could be seen as a conflict of interest. Which is why I'm doing the management for the company. Don't worry about Frank. He isn't going to fire you because he knows what an asset you are to the lodge. Abigail had run Major's groceries for years with her husband before officially retiring. When Mia offered her a cake decorating job, she jumped at the chance to get out of the house again. Then that job had turned into managing Mia's Morsels a few months ago. Oh, and she was Trent Major's mom as well. Mia and Trent had been dating for the last few years. Magic Springs was a typical small town. Everyone knew everyone. Mia met Christina's gaze. They both knew that sometimes Abigail was a little bit of a Pollyanna, especially for a witch. But they loved her anyway. So I think we'd be fine having the reception and the competition out here, especially since we ran lights around the yard. We'll have to have a dais built over in that corner, but if it's too cold or rains... Mia paused, glancing at the large mountain peak behind the yard again. She shook her head. Focusing on the negative was a great way for that unwanted outcome to come to pass. We can move to the gym if there's a weather issue. I wish we'd painted it this summer. We replaced the van with that money, Abigail reminded her. Anyway, eat. I don't want to talk about problems while we eat lunch. It upsets the digestion process. Mia knew Abigail was right. Good or bad, the school was going to host the competition this year. And if they didn't totally blow it, Mia's Morsels could probably count on the annual contract. Small towns didn't like a lot of change. Where's Trent taking you for dinner tonight? Christina asked, trying to change the subject. The new restaurant in Twin. We'll probably be late getting back. Mia took a bite of her sandwich. Christina still lived with her and would probably be there until she and Levi moved in together, or got married. Christina's parents weren't pushing for the wedding vows, because Mother Addams was still hoping that her only daughter would see the errors in her dating choices and find someone more suitable with a few seven-figure bank accounts. Can you babysit Serby? The last time Trent left him alone, he manifested a goblin to play with. Hellhounds can be a problem to raise, especially if you're not with them all the time. Abigail sipped her tea. If I wasn't working full-time now, I would have insisted that Trent let me raise Serby. I bought him the How to Train Your Hellhound Puppy book last week. Where did you even find a book like that? Mia set down her sandwich. Abigail shrugged. Off the internet, of course. They have everything. Of course, most mortals think it's a joke book, but it's by the most respected hellhound trainer in the world. Well, the only one who's actually still alive, that is. There was a guy in France who had more experience, but, well, he's no longer with us. Old age? Christina asked. Abigail glanced up nervously. No. A training accident with a new student. The host animal was a Bengal tiger. Cats don't seem to assimilate hellhound spirits quite as well as canines. And with that, I'm texting Levi to come over tonight and help babysit. I love Serby, but I'm not equipped with all the extra magic stuff if something goes...